Welcome to this new video. This time, I want to take some time to talk about how to answer the salary question during a job interview. I know that I've been focusing on technical videos and best practices so far, but I believe this is a very important topic to talk about because depending on where you are in your career, you're going to feel more comfortable to answer this question or not. Or even if you have experience, perhaps you would like to know of a better way to answer this question when you're going through an interview process to hopefully land a job at a new organization or company. Now, I understand that YouTube, when I publish this video, is going to be available all over the world. And although the principles are going to apply to any position anywhere you live, I also understand that there are some laws and part of the culture that may affect how you answer this question. I'm doing this video focusing on the US job market because that's where I'm from. So if you're here in America or you're going to apply for a job here in America, this is going to be useful to you. But again, the knowledge is useful no matter where you are, but you'll know what I'm talking about at the end of the video. I'm gonna share with you two very important links that are gonna explain to you more about that topic. So I remember when I was gonna go for my first real technical job, not not a gig, not doing something on the side, like my first real technical job. They invited me to the interview. We went through the interview process. And right before the interview, I was talking to one of my friends and I was asking them, how do I answer this question or how do I answer when they ask me about the money? And he was a wise man and he told me something that is truth, and it is that all companies already have a predetermined budget assigned for that position. Can they be flexible with that budget? Absolutely. How flexible is up to the organization, and most likely you're not going to know that. So let's go to a few steps that may give you some understanding and guidance when it comes to answering the question. And the first one is understand that when they ask that question, it is not a tricky question. It's not a question, it's not a pass or fail question. It's not a question to see if you give them a number so they can get away with paying you less, right? Sometimes it feels like that, but in reality, most of the time, I would say, that's not the case. They ask the question because they want to know what your salary expectation is to see if they can afford you as an employee. Perhaps you are the best candidate for the position and they love you and you love the company and you want to work for that organization. But if you are expecting an X amount of money and they offer something else and there's a big gap in between, you know that that interview process is not going to go anywhere, right? Even if they would love to have you on board. So understand, be upfront, understand that it's not a tricky question. It's not that they're trying to, confuse you or anything. It's just a business transaction. They want to know what your expectation are. I, I get um, I get calls from different recruiters and they tell me all about these positions and all this. And one of the first question I ask them because they know is what is the salary range for that position? And depending on the answer, I keep the conversation going or I tell him I'm not interested in whatever that is. So it is also something that you could benefit from understanding that this is just a business transaction, right? And they would like to know what your expectation is, but you would also like to know what their budget is for that. That brings me to this point. You don't have to answer the question right away. So it is hard for you or for anybody to answer the question of what your desired salary is unless you know more about the role, the responsibilities, and the benefits the organization offer. And I know that, depending on where they ask you this in during the interview process, uh, it is gonna change your answer, but you don't have to give an answer right away, right? You can focus on the responsibilities, the roles, and bring the conversation back to what you can do for the organization based on your experience and your knowledge, right? So focus on learning about the job role and how your qualifications are a good fit for that. So remember, like going back to the previous point, that you don't have to answer right away. These people who are interviewing you, they went through the same process. They understand that perhaps you are nervous, right? If you are new in the field or if you are shifting uh, from one career to another career, perhaps you don't have your confidence levels up. They understand that. And they understand that, they went through that too. So just be upfront if, depending on where you are in the interview, and they ask you, okay, what your desired salary is, and you tell them, you know what, let's continue the conversation. I just want to learn more about this role. I want to learn about the career path. I want to learn more about what uh, what this position is going to have to do. Then, you know, go back to that point. So you don't have to get caught up in giving them the number right away, and they will understand that as well if you're honest with them. At one point, you have to give the answer to them, though, but maybe not at the beginning, right? Let's go to the next topic. When you have to provide an answer, another way that you could do it, instead of being fixated on a number, you could provide a salary range, right? Um, Obviously, you have to be realistic with that salary range. And if you have done your homework, and by homework I mean that you have done your research of what is being paid for a similar role in a similar company in a similar geographical area, you can give them that range of the salary, right? Let's say that your desired salary is, let's come up with a number to make it something round. Let's say $100,000. You can give them a range of between 95 and 110, right? Like $20,000 range, which is, is doable. Or any number. Let's say that your desired salary is 150, you can give them 140 to 175. So just do your research, see how much, they're paying for that position in that location, and then just offer that range. But again, going back to this point, when you're doing your research, be realistic. And again, this is what I'm talking about, like these in America, right? If you are applying for a job, let's say in New York, that job with those qualifications is gonna pay you different for the same job, same role, same qualifications in Idaho, for instance, right? So that is where you have to come in place, or even within the same state, let's say New York State, Manhattan is different than Albany, for instance, or any other city outside New York City. So you have to be realistic when you're doing your research of what is being paid for that position in that geographical area. Um, at one point, you have to come up with a number, right? Before we said, you know what, start with a range, and perhaps you start with the range, you continue talking about the job description, they're going to talk to you about the benefits. But at one point, you have to come up with a number, like what is it specifically that you're looking for? And when you do it, disclose your expected salary with confidence, not cocky, but also with confidence. You have to remember, if you have done your homework and you are qualified, you deserve to get paid for your experience and qualifications. They are not doing a favor. You are going to get paid for what you're bringing over to the table. So do it with confidence. There's another topic that you have to understand here, and this is going to fall between the salary range and coming up with this number. How do you come up with a number? Well, it's totally up to you, but you have to be realistic. In my case, I have learned that the final number is not the only determining factor for me to accept or not accept a position. The reason for that is because there are more benefits that come into play as part of your compensation other than just the yearly salary. For instance, how much do they offer in retirement plan? How much do they match? Do they match a 5%, a 10%? How many uh, weeks of vacations do they offer? Do they offer 4 weeks? Do they offer two? How many 6 days? What type of health care do they offer? So all of those different factors that are part of your compensations are going to determine how much money it's really going to come down to. If let's say that you get a job making whatever, let's call it $150,000, but they offer a very poor retirement plan and very poor healthcare plan, and it is a stressful job environment. That salary, even I'm sorry, even though that salary sounds interesting on paper for that position, it may not be that good than perhaps making 20 or $25,000 less, where you have a better job environment, great benefits, and great healthcare, right? For instance, or if you're looking for a job, the same way, if they offer you a job making $220,000, but it is a very stressful job, that it's a toxic environment, you have to determine, do you really want to work there? The other point is this: jobs, uh, they're going to be similar no matter where you go. Like, if a company is offering you 150 for this position, most likely another company is going to be offering something similar. Even if there's a difference of like 10, $20,000, it's gonna be pretty close, right? It is very unlikely that if you're looking for a job that offers 150,000, that you're gonna end up getting a job that's gonna pay you 280. It's very unlikely for the same job, same position. It's unlikely. It happens and it could happen, but it's unlikely. So disclose your expected salary with confidence, and also look at the other benefit factors of the organizations that are gonna enhance the experience within that company. And lastly, understand that that negotiation is just a business transaction, right? It is not, like The Godfather, it's not personal, it's just business. Uh, What I'm trying to say is that when you're doing the negotiation, when you are going through this process, if they offer something that is less than what you would like to get paid, respectfully decline the offer. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to feel unappreciated. This is just a business. This is just what they can afford to pay, even if they are underpaying for that position. It is totally fine. You don't have to take that position. Let someone else who is on a different career path benefit from that, right? Just keep the doors open, as the saying goes, don't burn your bridges as you're going through this process. And if you have to decline, do it respectfully. And because who knows, maybe they're going to have another position in the future, or they're going to realize that they're not being realistic with their budget and they're going to adjust it. So if you give them a good impression, they're going to get back to you to continue the conversation. There's one more article that I want to show you in reference to your research for jobs, and let me bring it over right now. And this is it. Remember that I was telling you before that I was focusing this video in the US job market. And this is the reason why. Like here in the US, we have some states and cities that ban potential employers from asking about job, previous salaries, right? The reason for that is because when this used to be an old practice and perhaps still happens in certain locations. It is not if they ask you how much money you were making before, it's just assuming that, okay, if you were making, let's say, $100,000 before, uh, we're going to offer you 105, hoping that you're going to get the job, but in reality, their budget was 120, right? So it is illegal in some states and cities to ask you for job history. And if you go to this article right here, it is going to show a link or a list of states and cities, based on states and local laws that prohibit asking for job history, right? So this is something you have to keep in mind. This is part of your homework. The other article that I wanted to share with you is that how much do others make for the same job? Here's where employers are required by law to share salary ranges when hiring. There is another law that in some states and cities, when they post a job, by law, they have to disclose the job salary for that position. So that's going to be part of your homework. So it's super easy because at that moment you know exactly how much they're willing to pay for that position. And if you are interested in that, you already have an expectation of the salary range. So, which is going to prepare you more for your negotiations when they ask you what is your desired salary. Of course, you're going to say something within that range. If you say something that is more than the range, you are wasting your time and theirs because they already published how much they're willing to pay. And if you tell them that you want to make less, well, you have some problems right there because they may not hire you because you don't know your worth, right? They already post how much they're willing to pay. Now, this is not across the country, right? That's why you have to do your research where you are applying, and these offer a list of locations and states where it is by law that employers disclose the salary range, right? So that's something that is going to help you with your job search here. And I hope this video was useful. And again, if you like this video, just click on the like button, leave a comment. I know that this is not technical stuff, but it is as important as the technical stuff because this, understanding how to do this, is going to help you do your job better and hopefully land a job that you enjoy. Thank you again for your support, and I will talk to you on the next video. Have a great day.